Hey guys, it's 21 Maxwell here and welcome to the Go Home edition of Smackdown before we get to No Way Out. Looking forward to this. This will hopefully give us a conclusion of what our pay-per-view card is going to be, and then we can book the pay-per-view and head on to WrestleMania. So we're sold out nearly in the Stan Sheriff Centre, 8,963, so just short of the sellout. And we start the show with basically Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle, the two competitors for the WWE Championship at No Way Out, just basically exchanging verbals, try to get their case across that they're going to win at No Way Out and get to WrestleMania as champion. Then The Rock comes out and says, it's still a joke how The Rock's not in this title match, but he's having to face jabronis like Canyon. Canyon comes out and just, pleads his case and just say, here, I deserve to be in at least some sort of spotlight and be treated with a bit of respect. So these verbals get a B+85, got the show off to a strong start, made the crowd hotter, The Rock came across well, Canyon was underwhelming, and the storyline has advanced. It's just really given Canyon something to do. I don't feel it was really utilised after the invasion, so we'll happily, fair enough he's going to be mostly jobbing, but still giving him a bit of a spotlight. So our first match was decent, and it was the team of Rey Mysterio and Hulk Hogan defeated Matt Hardy and Shannon Moore in 5:33 when Rey Mysterio defeated Shannon Moore the 619. Of course, Shannon Moore being the weak link here. Got the crowd hotter, a lot of good performances in there, bar Shannon, who of course need to be built up. But rating's good, and it continues this little feud between Matt and Hulk Hogan. So a couple of negatives because this was our storytelling match of the night. Next up, Stephanie announces that Billy Kidman will be defending his Cruiserweight Championship at No Way Out in like an open challenge type match. So there'll be probably 4 or 5 competitors in that match, all vying for Kidman's Cruiserweight Championship. So that's to look forward to at No Way Out. That gets C+67. Kidman was in action. It was a poor match he was in. It was him and Tajiri who defeated Jamie Noble in the Bully Bill Mott. That's the kind of gimmick we've got him playing here. Thinks he can beat up all the cruiserweights in 9:31 when Kidman defeated DeMott with a fast roll-up. A C-54. The usual negative comments there for Kidman and Nidia. A couple of good performances though, mostly from the babyfaces as we continue to build up this division. No skill improvements and a few negatives as to be expected. Low morale will phase Bill DeMott out over time. We then have a bikini contest between Nidia, Tori Wilson and Dawn Marie, B-72. He gets the female quote on without putting them in a match, so it's not something I like booking, but again I felt like it was something that had to be done to ensure we could at least get that past every episode without properly hampering the show and the show rating. So decent there. Doesn't let us declare a winner, but we'll just say it was Tori Wilson. Next up was a fatal 4-way tag team match for the Tag Team Championships. And it was a decent matchup that saw Los Guerreros defeat Team Angle, Edge and Rikishi, and John Cena and the Big Boss Man in 16:21 when Eddie Guerrero defeated the Big Boss Man by pinfall following a frog splash. The Los Guerreros making the third defence of the WWE Tag Team titles. Charlie Haas the weak link in this match. B-76, pretty happy with that. A couple of good performances, likes of as usual Edge, Eddie Guerrero, Cena, a couple of poor ones in there, but we've got to build them up, and overall it's going to help them. A couple of skill improvements for Guerrero and Rikishi, and overall just gives another title defence of the tag titles. Interesting that Shelton Benjamin struggled with the psychology of a slow build match. Fair enough, the match should have maybe went a bit longer, whereas given it a slow build, but still decent. We didn't have The Rock and Kurt Angle, just saying they might not see eye to eye, but tonight they'll watch each other's back in the main event as they go to take on Canyon and Chris Benoit, so that's a B+86. The Rock coming across as a star. And then we've got 2 singles matches. The first one was an exceptional match that saw Brock Lesnar defeat the Big Show in 14:06 with a F5, B78. The match suffered from a lack of selling and the psychology, so if you add those 2 in at the storyline, you'd probably get an A-rated match. But Lesnar win 81, Big Show win 81. It's still good. It serves its purpose going forward. A few negatives there, psychology, selling. Yep, so that would have been a lot higher. And this leads to the match after it, which was great wrestling and good heat, where we had Undertaker defeat the A-Train in 12:29 by disqualification, a B77, sorry. Taker with 93, A-Train with a 60, so again it's just trying to get him some sort of match to get him, a bit more over and better skills as well. Taker improving in performance skills, a few negatives there, including A-Train's stamina. This leads to after the match though, A-Train and Big Show are beating down Undertaker, 2-on-1 assault. Lesnar comes down to make the save, but he's too late, so damage has been done. So B+84, it makes A-Train look good, it makes the Big Show look good, continues 2 storylines and gaining heat before we reset them all after the pay-per-view, and it sets up pretty much what should be a good match at the pay-per-view as we have Brock Lesnar and Undertaker take on A-Train and the Big Show. So looking forward to that tag match at No Way Out, as Stephanie confirms it there with the B81. So then another good match for the Smackdown brand. Then I've just Rock and Angle cutting a promo on Benoit and Canyon, just laying the verbals. That's an A93, just looking for a cheap rating there. Get good, but storyline continues and gains heat for the title. And the match itself was okay, superb match. Kurt Angle and The Rock defeats Benoit and Canyon, 14:41 when The Rock defeats Canyon by pinfall, illegally using the ropes for leverage. Canyon of course being the weak link, but overall pretty good. 97 for The Rock, 93 for Kurt Angle, 82 for Benoit, and 58 for Canyon. But overall, decent match at the end of the night. Couple of Rumble improvements for Benoit and The Rock, few negatives. We end the show with a 3-on-1 beatdown with Chris Benoit from Team Angle, which gets a B-73. As then Kurt Angle holds the championship above Chris Benoit. Haas was underwhelming, Kurt Angle came across well, but the storyline advances, losing a little bit of heat. Meaning that this show was a B82, so not our best show, but still pretty good I think. The promo from the Rock and Angle pretty much saved the show. But overall, still delighted, and it leaves a couple of good matches from the Smackdown side of things, so that's going to be the Cruiserweight Open. We're probably going to see a tag team title match if we get to decide who will be in that. We're going to see Brock Lesnar and Undertaker take on the Big Show and A-Train. We might see The Rock against Canyon, that might just be filler. And of course we're going to see the WWE title on the line as Chris Benoit challenges Kurt Angle for that championship. So again, in the comments section, let me know your predictions for that. Of course, let me know your predictions for Triple H, Scott Steiner, Kane, Mark Henry, Jamal and Rosie taking on the Dudley Boys, Booker T and Goldust taking on William Regal and Lance Storm as well. I think that's all off the top of my head. There's probably one more match, but it's all my notes. But yeah, let's dive into the main menu. Let's have a look and see how the game world is affected as we carry on. So, vast majority enjoyed the show, that's good. We could steal Goto from New Japan, but we'll leave it. Still far too early. Phil Shatter, that's of course Gunner. But there is a few people we are looking at. 17,000 for drug test. Hulk Hogan doesn't like Charlie Haas, that's cool. But yeah, signing a few people for developmental. We are looking to bring in DDP for the main roster. I want another bit of star power on Raw. I think he's going to go to Raw, so we'll probably like a redemption storyline. And of course bringing in Mickie James and Carlito for developmental so they can come up in maybe 2004, which isn't too far off where they debuted in real life, if I'm right in saying. But that aside, the only person that was signed for developmental is being Chris Parks, so we'll make a version of their best character, but he'll be in developmental for a good bit of time. A few people do want to come up, the likes of Rob Conway's asked to come up, the same with, I believe it was Rene Dupree, but their skills have still got a long way to go, so until their skills are maxed out, I'm more than happy just to keep, giving them money to keep them happy when they get promoted to the main roster, as long as their stats are maxed, because we saw how much that helped Dana Brooke going forward in my WWE save, so that's certainly the plan there at this moment in time. So that's going to be it for this episode. As you can see, next up is No Way Out in 4 days time, so I'm going to go ahead and book that. Hopefully I'll see you guys for that. If you did enjoy today's episode, please drop a wee like. Any comments on the show, predictions for how you think the show will go down, any predictions for the Mania card as well, and just any general comments in TEW, your own saves, let us know how you're getting on. And of course, you can follow me on Twitter as well, at 21Maxwell. But button pop up if you haven't subscribed already. It'll be sub to the channel, letting you know when the WWE videos are going live and the TNA ones as well. And the playlist for every episode in this series will pop up on screen as well. But just watching, guys, much appreciated, and hopefully I'll see you for No Way Out coming soon. Bye bye.